Hey guys, shut up! Anyways, what's up? We're here with Davey from AFI.
Howdy.
And they're on tour right now with Good Riddance, and we'll see what's going on with them. So, how long has it been since you guys have been to Montreal?
Gosh, I don't know. I think you probably know better than I would. It's been a long time since we've been here. The last time we played here was in the middle of the city at the Rock Sands Frontiers.
The park,
rock show. What was that about?
It was a year and a half.
A year and a half, right?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be addressing them?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's cool.
Anybody. It's all up to you.
It's cool.
Right.
And so what would you guys rather be doing? Playing something small like that, or playing outdoors with like a bunch of drunks like sitting around and hey, shut up! So with a bunch of drunks stumbling all over the place and shit like that. What would you guys rather?
Well, given the two choices and specifically that you've given me, I suppose I'd rather have these something small than the drunk stumbling outside. But to further comment on the question, generally we prefer to play more intimate venues. I'd rather, take a little small venue and pack as many kids into it as possible than play a really big venue and have it, kind of mellow and okay. In a lot of the big places, it's necessary to have a barricade for legal reasons, and I really hate that. It really, really detracts from the amount of fun that I get to have, and I assume the amount of fun that the kids get to have. Well, I don't assume, I know, because I've also been in the crowd, of course, and I'm as much of a fan of music as I am a performer. So I know exactly what it's like, and it's no fun to have the barricades there. So if there's any choice in the matter, we would always prefer to play, without the barricade. It doesn't matter how big the place is, but it's the barricade,
no barricade.
That really messes stuff up. And I guess is there one tonight? There is.
Fuck yeah. Well, what was the raddest show to you guys, like, either fun-wise or something interesting that's, like, the raddest that you've ever played in your life?
Ever?
Yeah.
God, we've played some really, really cool shows. We were lucky enough to be able to play a great show in New York City with Sick of It All. So we got to play with Sick of It All. It was Sick of It All, Snapcase, Ensign, and Vision of Disorder.
That's like the dream show.
And us, all at the Roxy, and we got to see Sick of It All go crazy in New York City, which was a great experience for me. I got to go out there and dance with the kids, and that was amazing. That was one of the best shows we've ever played. We got to play at the Fillmore with Rancid in San Francisco, and during the show, they invited me out to sing a song with them, which was really fun. That was great. We've got to do a few tours with the Offspring, which is awesome. We've played a lot of really good shows. We've had a lot of great opportunities. Really lucky.
And what was the band for you personally that like influenced you the most in your life? Like to either start playing music or that keeps influencing you to keep playing music?
Two of the most influential bands. There's really two. The Misfits and Minor Threat were like my two biggest influences. But there were a lot. Dag Nasty and Black Flag and Negative Approach and 7 Seconds, The Descendants and the Germs.
Yeah.
All the old stuff really meant a lot to me, and it still does mean a lot to me.
And so when you hear like reunions, like with the Misfits reunion and stuff, what did you think about like when you heard they were getting back together to do like a tour and stuff?
I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, if fans feel that they want to continue on. I love the Misfits. I love Sam Hain. I love Danzig.
Thought so.
I really, really hope that there's a Sam Hain reunion. There's a lot of talk of that lately. And I heard that they might do 12 shows, of which, if I'm not on tour myself, I will be at as many as possible.
Shit.
I would be very excited about a Sam Hain reunion with Glenn, of course.
And what like new school bands whatever
Bands that are still together?
Yeah, would you tell kids right now to go out and see their live show or pick up their album?
There is a great band from El Paso, Texas, called At the Drive-In, which is an amazing band. One of the best bands I've ever seen. They're called At the Drive-In. They rock so hard. I just saw them play in Chicago to about 30 people, and it was one of the best best shows I've ever seen in my life. Great guys too. At the Drive-In's amazing. Snapcase, I'm sure as everyone knows.
And they join the tour tomorrow, don't they?
Yeah, we're going up with them tomorrow for like 4 shows. They're a great band.
They were here like 2 weeks ago.
Ensign, who's on tour with us, are a very good band. The rest of the bands that I like that are still current, everyone knows about. Rancid, Green Day, The Offspring. There were some great bands that recently broke up, such as Strife and Dead Guy.
Fuck yeah.
Strife's finished?
Yeah, Strife's been finished for a while, dude. Strife's supposed to play here and they never played.
Unfortunately. And I don't know, a lot of the stuff I listen to right now is kind of old. I listen to like, when I'm at home, I listen to like Seaweed and Quicksand and The Cult, 9 Inch Nails, and Joy Division and Cure, and then stuff like Earth Crisis.
So like a big mix.
Yeah, I listen to different stuff. So
Cool.
there's me.
And did you guys have fun when you guys are shooting your video?
Which
you guys,
one? Yes, we had fun with both of them.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was fun shooting both videos.
And what you guys like seem to like on Answer That and Stay Fashionable? You guys seem to like have that whole like Goodfellas, Reservoir Dogs, like every like gangster business going on. Like, did you guys have fun with the dress up and the guns and stuff? And the photos?
Yeah, that actually was a lot of fun. Doing the shoot for the photos for that album was actually a lot of fun. Our friend Steve Ziegler, was a great photographer, and he walked around with us and took a bunch of shots and took the photo for the cover of that album.
Did it scare people? You're walking down the streets, just a couple of guys.
No, not really. We did it in Berkeley, and people don't notice much unless it's really out of control.
Okay.
In the city, I mean, we got people walking around naked, and people painted like aliens and hippies and punks and everything. It's
Too much.
yeah, so guys in suits don't really cause much of a scene.
So is like Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that? Are those like your favorite movies, or it's just?
I love those movies. Yeah, all those those gangster movies are great. Tarantino did really good with Reservoir Dogs and Goodfellas. Love Goodfellas, obviously.
Goodfellas
from the first video.
Yeah.
And A Bronx Tale, Carlito's Way, and all that stuff is really great. I just got finished reading The Godfather for the first time.
Reading it?
Yeah.
Never read it.
It was a book first. It's great.
What's better, the book or the movie?
I haven't seen the movie.
You never seen The Godfather? Oh my.
Book's always better.
We'll just
Now I'm
leave it
gonna
at
see
that.
the movie now that I've read the book.
Okay, cool. What do you guys think of the whole the mix of hardcore punk bands? Like, there's a lot of bands like H2O, Good Riddance, Jughead's Revenge, and stuff like that. It's a mixture of both. And some bands some people, not bands, some kids don't really tend to like that.
See, the whole thing about it is that bands like ourselves and H2O and Good Riddance come from a time where punk and hardcore were as one. I mean, it was hardcore punk, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And to us and to most people who grew up on that music, that's what it still remains. I mean, there's been a lot of new styles and new genres of hardcore and of punk, a lot of which are great and are very different, but it all comes from the same place. I mean, it all started as the same thing, and it's great. I mean, just as long as the music's good, I don't care what you call it. I mean, I don't care what you call it. I don't care what labels it's on. But if it comes from the heart and it's good, then that's all that matters.
Cool. And my last question being, what do you think of the whole attitude of if you're not straight edge, fuck you, or get out of my face type? Don't want to associate.
That's ridiculous. I mean, it's really that kind of negative attitude that sheds the poor stereotypes on the whole straight edge scene. I mean, in the same respect that I don't want someone forcing me to drink, someone pouring beer in my face or blowing smoke in my face. We should give respect to someone else who makes their own choices. I mean, I don't want someone trying to pour alcohol in my face.
No,
and I am not going to beat up someone because they're drinking a beer or smoking a cigarette. It's ridiculous. And to make a change through that sort of low mentality it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
It's gonna
ridiculous.
piss people off.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unnecessary.
Cool.
It's really unnecessary. I think people can learn through watching other people's positive actions, listening to people, you know,
Instead of
reading
getting-
lyrics, reading literature,
Yeah.
and learning. You know, that's the only way things are really gonna
Cool.
get better.
And for my real last thing, sorry, that wasn't my last thing. You were telling me before your new EP. Can you tell us a bit about that, just to kind of plug it or
Okay,
sorts?
We have a new EP that just came out. I believe it came out like last week or week before. We've had it on the whole tour. It's on Adeline Records. We are still on Nitro Records.
Okay.
But this release is on our friend's label. They just started, not to say that Nitro aren't our friends, but our other friends who
Okay.
started a label. And it's their second release. It's a 4-song EP. It's called The Fire Inside. We have it on CD and 7-inch. I guess the new 7-inch, the second pressing, is going to be on dark red vinyl. It's got 4 songs, 2 originals and 2 covers. One is a Cure song, and one is a Misfits song.
Cool. All right.
Actually, I have 2 questions.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you remember, but I think like 3 years ago, I saw an incident in I think Berkeley. You guys were playing, and some guy got on stage and he broke the guitarist's guitar.
Oh, you were at that show?
No, I actually saw it though, and like I saw some videos.
Oh, you saw footage
yeah,
of it?
Yeah, and some guy broke it, and it's like the
Years
show's
ago at
yeah,
Berkeley Square.
yeah. What happened there?
Ouch.
Well, it turned out that kid was high on some sort of drugs.
Okay.
He was out of his mind.
Right.
And the story was that he thought we were the Groovy Ghoulies and had something against the Groovy Ghoulies because one of his friends made a flyer for one of their shows
Okay.
and wanted money for it, and they wouldn't pay him. Some bizarre thing. But the kid was so fucked up that he thought we were the Groovy Ghoulies, and anyone who has seen the Groovy Ghoulies knows that
You don't look like
we
them.
look nothing like the Groovy Ghoulies for one reason
Yeah.
being that our guitarist is a guy and their guitarist is a girl.
And the singer has all this black thing, this eye make
So
mask
you can see
thing.
where they made the mistake.
So he was out of his head and he attacked Mark and
Fuck.
then proceeded to he was attacked then
Right,
By everyone
right.
else.
by everyone else.
Uh-huh.
Security got him out of there okay.
Right.
And afterward he paid for
Oh,
the guitar
right. Oh.
that he broke.
Shit.
Paid for part of it. It was like some minor damage.
Okay.
But that was that I forgot about that.
And also, being from a place like so many like good bands coming out, like California or East Bay, is like you find it's like so like saturated with all these bands coming out. It's hard to sort of differentiate which is good, which is bad, or they all sound the same.
It's not hard to differentiate at all. I mean, you can tell what's good and what's bad.
Right.
As far as the scene being oversaturated, with that creates a problem for touring bands. If you're not from there, and if no one's heard of you, and you don't get on a bill with a band that people have heard of, people won't go.
Okay.
It's really tough for touring bands to break through in the San Francisco or East Bay area to get any sort of following because it's so saturated that everyone. I mean, you could go see a show every night, and definitely every weekend, some sort of show if you're interested. So it's very hard for touring bands. It makes me feel really bad because you can have great shows. I mean, we have our best shows in San Francisco and Berkeley. But it's really tough at first to get the kids to come out. Like it took us a long time for kids to pay attention to us in San Francisco, especially because San Francisco generally is an older scene, and it's tougher to get the all ages kids to come.
Okay.
But
So-
yeah, there's a lot of good bands.
So do you have like bands, like friends who are in bands who like aren't doing that well, so you try to like promote them at all or anything, or?
Most of our friends who are in the bands from the Bay are doing fine.
Okay.
are doing a lot of them far better than say ourselves. But in that respect, the bands who we're friends with, who are a lot bigger than us, have always looked out for us.
Okay.
For instance, Rancid.
Right.
The first time we came here was with Rancid, and they have done so much for us, and to this day still look out for us. We just got a phone call from them the other day, and they asked us to play. We're playing with them in September in Berkeley at a place called the Greek Theater. So, I mean, everyone does kind of look out for each other in the scene. You know, friends look out for each other, and that's what you got to do. Whether it's just you and your friends, or
Right.
if your friends happen to be bands, you got to look out for your friends because they're all you got when it all comes down to it.
Cool.
And honest to goodness, my last fucking question.
No problem.
A new bass player.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
Hunter's been in the band for, I think, over a year now.
Really?
And he's awesome.
Okay.
And we love him. And what else? You want to know?
What happened to...
He quit.
We did? That's it.
He quit.
Okay.
He quit and moved to Canada, actually.
Really? Where?
Calgary.
Shit. Oh man, poor guy. Oh shit. Cool. And I guess lastly,
So your other bassist isn't in the force anymore?
Yes, he's in both.
They don't get pissed off? He's touring with you guys all the time?
Well, I can't really comment on whether or not they get pissed off. I'm sure you could ask them about that. I'll let you know.
Cool.
But,
Finally,
I love those guys in the force.
can you give an ID? Like say you're Davey from AFI, you're watching Punk Empire.
You're watching Punk Empire?
Yeah.
You're Davey from AFI?
You're Davey. You're Davey. I can be Davey.
Hi. I'm Dave from AFI, and you're watching Punk Empire. Enjoy.
Cool. Thanks
Cool.
a lot, dude.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks a
man.
lot.